Not very often.
Is that right?
Yeah. It's full self-drive. The difference between autopilot is that it keeps you in the center of the lane. Full self-drive does everything. Stops and goes, put your, turn signals on and everything.
Sure. Yeah, it's getting crazy, man.
Technology. Can't complain.
I hear you. Yeah, I mean, it kind of, they've got those driverless cars anymore, right?
Yes, they have Waymos.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They have those, but Waymo uses a different system than
The Tesla does?
Yeah, than the Tesla does. Waymo uses LiDAR and high definition cameras and a whole bunch of other stuff, and they have to HD plot map and everything. Tesla just uses strictly camera and vision only, using neural nets. So imagine like a brain teaching the other cars on how to drive, being video trained by AI. So that's the difference between those two systems, right? Because imagine you're in the Waymo and you have LiDAR, but you have cameras, but you have two different systems.
Sure.
So which one do you trust? And which one do you go, right?
Yep.
So this is where Elon was saying that these two types of systems can interfere with each other, and you don't know which one is which.
Sure.
Which one do you trust more, or which one do you go by in a split second? Well, this one you don't. You only have one system. You're only counting on one thing, is vision.
Yeah, so it's interesting. So it's, and I'm gonna say it's a single point failure, but you have to have complete confidence in the one system.
Correct.
There is no oversight whatsoever.
Yep.
And that's where you've got to, you hear about the Waymo stuff because I think that's just, media's enjoying that stuff for a while.
Yeah.
You don't hear too much about the Tesla.
So the thing is, though, is that Tesla's a more clickbait in that sense, right, compared to Waymo. But Tesla already has a robotaxi system in Texas, Austin, and then the other one is in the San Francisco Bay Area. The only difference is that they're going from the ground up, right? So they are, one is still has to go through the proper permits and procedures and red tape, right? So the Austin one has a safety passenger in the car for now, and that's just for cautionary reasons. Sure. If you're doing a safety implementation of a new service, you definitely want to be a little bit more safety wise, right? Sure. And then the San Francisco Bay Area, you actually do have a person in the driver's seat, but he's just monitoring. So it goes from the driver's seat, then to the safety monitor, then to somebody out.
Okay.
So that's how that system works.
What's the timeline for that whole process?
I believe that, in my opinion, I think the safety driver will be out in Austin probably in the next month or two. I would say, I'll just give you probably by the end of the quarter, I'm going to say. And that's the same thing with California. I think California's safety driver to safety monitor to nobody will be by the end of the quarter. That's what I think personally, because there hasn't been no safety incidences that's occurred. Safety critical incidences, right? So that has occurred, or else you would definitely hear about it.
Yeah,
it would be huge.
There's also stuff on the Waymo vehicles where they end up getting confused by everything, and also there's all these roadblocks, and
yes,
so.
But you can see how those two systems are fighting each other to try to figure.
Sure.
But yeah, there has been times where a Waymo's blocked a fire truck.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen those videos, right?
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Tesla's vehicles were doing that too, right? They weren't pulling over or pulling over to the side for it. But now, since they have had software updates in order to litigate that factor, now it's much more, they do it now, which has done it before. Or the school buses with the stop signs. Previous versions of Teslas did not do it. Stop at that stop sign when it's dropping off or picking up kids. Now it does because it's done it in my car.
Sure.
So there's just, and that's the great thing about Tesla is that they can improve that with software updates.
Well, especially if you're only working on a single platform.
Correct. And you could see the concepts because everybody's saying that Waymo's ahead and they have this and they have that. I'm like, well, Waymo has they've done a lot of the hard work in that sense to get Tesla to go where they're going to need to go, which is great. And so they cut out all that red tape bureaucracy, in my opinion, which has helped Tesla. And so Waymo deserves some credit, of course.
Absolutely.
I just think that they don't deserve the credit on how they're trying to solve full self-driving.
I mean, I don't know that it's really a credit thing or not. It just seems like they've taken a more complicated path.
Correct. Yes, correct.
It is, it's an interesting.
And so I love arguing with people or kind of giving people's different perspectives. I love it because
Well, you clearly are knowledgeable about it. I'm not really familiar.
you did actually. You're really well. You're really knowledgeable, and which is great. And a lot of people aren't, right? So I'm trying to educate the masses,
Sure.
right? And not only that, but I'm giving people rides that this is where we're heading.
Yeah.
Like they can. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, well, I'll never get one," or whatever the case would be. Yes, that's just you out of 1 out of 8 billion people in the world, or 360 million Americans. So I've been trying to tell them.
How does the other side, like for Chevy and those guys? It's not full like this.
No, it's not. It's more like lane assist or something like that. So all those legacy, I call legacy auto like Ford, GM, Chrysler, Daimler, Mercedes, all those guys.
Yep.
Those guys are either perish or consolidate. But then if they consolidate, more likely they're going to perish. So this is my controversial that I have with people because they're like, well, they've been around for hundreds of years or 100 years. Yes, but in terms of technology goes, if they're not with that technology, they're going to be obsolete.
But I think they will, though.
No, I don't.
You don't think so?
Nope, I do not. Unfortunately, I do not. I just think that the big three will either be Rivian, obviously Tesla will be number 1, Rivian, and then another, probably other companies fighting for the number 3.
Sure.
Because, yes, you do have electrification in like Hyundai and Ford, and but they don't have full self-drive. No. And they're not in a full autonomous vehicle like setting. So imagine when Tesla comes out with their own Cybercab or more affordable models.
Yeah. It's it's funny. We rented one of these, and my wife loved it.
Yes.
It was one of the small ones, but the kids.
The Model
thought
3.
It was the kids thought it was the greatest thing in the world.
Yes.
I have a problem with Elon.
I have a love-hate relationship too, so I get it.
But I tell you what, you have to admire the fact that he recognizes talent. He doesn't believe he's constrained by anything, and he cuts his people free. Yep. Go out there and make whatever you dream.
Yep.
And it's pretty impressive.
It is in the standpoint of what businesses as he's created, right? You have the Boring Company, you have SpaceX, you have Tesla, you have Neuralink, right? All these different attributes that are coming to him that are going to change the world and make us think differently upon the world. So I think once Robotaxi scales up, clearly it's going to scale really quickly because it's just copy and paste per state and city, pending regulation in those cities and states. But if you copy and paste on what they're doing now in the sense of Bay Area and in Austin, it's only a matter of time until it takes over all of the 48, I would say, continental United States, and then have everywhere be Robotaxi alike.
So here's the next question.
Okay.
I'm a pilot.
Okay.
Do you envision this in aviation?
I believe everything that has wheels on it will be autonomous in our future, and that is in the next 10 years.
It's funny. The FAA said there's not a batch chance in hell we're ever going to allow even a single pilot airliner. Airbus has already proven that the airplane can take off and land by itself.
Yeah.
It's been able to land by itself for a long time.
Yeah.
Takeoff has been something that they've done recently.
Yeah.
But the FAA said there's never going to happen.
That's what everybody says, right?
Sure. I mean, that's what they'll say in the near term.
Yes. I mean, technology is going to evolve, and it's going to evolve very fast. And okay, take a look at this perspective. I think that we have never had an industrial revolution in our lifetime. This is our new industrial revolution of AI and technology and autonomous vehicles and autonomous in every setting that we take, and humanoid robots. So I just think that we are in our AI industrial revolution of our time. So like back then they had like all those industrial revolutions back in their time. Now this is our time for our new technology.
Yeah, the interesting. I mean, it's I could see. It's not going to be in my lifetime. I don't think. I could see it eventually going that way, but I think it's going to be a long way.
No, it's not. I think a lot of people are just not understanding on how quickly AI is going to transformation and fast track us to where
it is going to have to be. It's going to have to be because when certain failures happen in the aircraft, it completely changes the handling of the aircraft. So I think there's a lot of Do I think we could get there? I do. I think it's going to take a while before the system is designed to react to every situation that we could be confronted with.
So I'm glad that you said that. So imagine feeding all that data that you're talking about, all those scenarios, millions, if not billions, if not trillions of scenarios, and run it through AI. And that AI is going to compute that so fast, so quickly, that a human will never be able to do that in our lifetime of 100 years. But AI will be able to do it within a span of seconds, if not minutes.
For instance, the Air France accident.
Yeah.
The one where they crashed in the ocean at Rio.
Yes.
Flight tests had never taken an airplane there. Flight tests never envisioned that aircraft would ever be in the air at the forward speeds that they were.
Yeah.
So there's no way that couldn't have been fed to AI.
Yeah.
To know that.
Yeah.
So it would have to be reactionary to all those type of situations. The accident would have to happen, and then okay, now let's feed that to AI. It's got one scenario to reference, which is not, it's very specific in its.
But do you think they can take all that data from Air France on that accident and then run it through AI and then copy and paste it all around the whole world about that scenario?
Sure, they could. But again, it was one scenario.
Yeah.
One thing triggered this, it triggered this, triggered this.
Yes. Can you tell me what triggered what again in that?
Well, they ended up going through a high layer of clouds that had some supercooled air.
Okay.
That ended up freezing the instruments to tell the aircraft how fast it's going.
Oh wow. Okay.
And so again, this is an environmental anomaly that happens. It's really rare. And so when the airplane didn't know how fast it was going, it reverts into a more basic flight control mode. Airbus, all the flight controls are driven by computer.
Yeah.
And so it downgrades it to a lower mode. It says, okay, look, I can't provide you the protections because I don't know how fast I'm going. Then the crew ended up just getting the airplane too slow. They just kept climbing, and they're high altitude.
Yep.
The airplane got too slow to where the wing quit flying.
Gotcha.
So now it's falling at 15,000 feet a minute, with a forward speed of less than 50 miles an hour.
Okay. Yeah.
And flight test goes, well, shoot, no, we would never have tested that because why would we ever think an airplane would be, going 50 miles an hour in the air at 35,000 feet?
Correct. And I think that unfortunate events like that happen, right? And I think that's where we can say, okay, this is what has this a tragic scenario, right? Mm-hmm. Just like full self-drive cars, right? Sure. There's going to be accidents. There's going to be deaths. It's already happened, right? Yep. But that is part of this process in order for us to save lives and be more of a safety, more monitoring system. Yeah. And I think that's where it is.
What Airbus is very about automation.
Gotcha.
If we can take and automate a safety system where the pilot doesn't have to get involved, we'll do it.
Yeah.
For instance, two airplanes get close to each other in the air, they're talking to each other.
Yes.
And they'll warn us.
Yes.
Say, hey, look, you need to descend immediately.
Yeah.
And the other airplane needs to climb immediately.
Yeah.
The problem that Airbus has found is that often crews will overreact.
Yes.
And they climb more aggressive than they need to, and then you're creating another issue above them. So Airbus says, well, the heck with it. We're just going to set it up so the autopilot flies the whole thing.
Gotcha.
And it does it beautifully.
Okay.
It does it beautifully. So, yeah, there we go. So, yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. It's interesting to see where it'll go.
I agree. And as I said, that's why I think, in my opinion, that anything that has wheels will be autonomous some way.
At some point.
At some point.
Yeah. It's an interesting.
I just think it's faster than people think.
Well, I think all of this is happening faster than people expect.
Oh, yeah.
And I think because of that, I don't think anybody has any concept of how fast it can happen.
I agree.
So. Well, Roberto.
John, thank you for a wonderful conversation.
It was certainly a pleasure.
Yeah, of course.
So how do I walk?
There you go.
Well, I don't know. So,
Now you're a Tesla expert.
Yeah,
John, thank you for your inside knowledge, man.
It was a pleasure, man.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. You too.